that you are not alone. I want you to know that there is support, and I want you to know that a lot can happen with this condition. So when you say the child has a disability, it simply takes away every hope from you that something will improve. Because how do I figure out what is to be taught? We draw a very strong line. These are autistic and these are normal. Hello everybody, Rajni here from Sashakt Empowering Lives. Yet another time with yet another topic. So for all of you who are joining us for the first time, a little bit introduction. My name is Rajni. I'm a special educator. Now 17 years of work experience. Proud mother to two boys. The elder one, 21-year-old Aditya Singh, on the autism spectrum. He's completed his hotel management and is presently interning at a cafe. The younger one, 11-year-old, neurotypical, Abhijit Veer Singh. So, what do we do here? On this channel, we talk about effective autism parenting, because a lot of parents, just like me, in our initial years of parenting our children, were told that with autism, not much can happen. And this is where I bring in the importance of parents in the parenting process, because autism is a complex neurodevelopmental condition which cannot just be handled by therapy unless parents do it in autism specific parenting techniques. As parents use autism specific parenting techniques, the children will learn much faster and be able to overcome the autistic symptoms. So if you like what we talk about here, give us a like, subscribe, share with your loved ones or people who would need it, and press the notification button. Without any further delay, let's very quickly get started. Today's topic is for the new parents, as in those who have recently been diagnosed, whose child has recently been diagnosed to be on the autism spectrum. So guys, what is autism? That's the topic today. If you're struggling, if you're thinking, what is it? Is my child a handicap? There can be hundreds of questions crossing over your head. And you could be a very, very confused parent, going through internet, searching, putting in hours, endless hours of trying to figure out what's wrong with your kid and how are you going to fix it. So this is Rajni here, making it very simple for you. Alone in India, we have 7 crore autistic individuals today. Yeah, so you're not alone. All over the world, the ratios are as high as 1 child in every 55, which is approximately close to about 2% of the entire population is somewhere on the autism spectrum. So why I say this? First thing, I say this because I want you to know that you are not alone. I want you to know that there is support, and I want you to know that a lot can happen with this condition. But I also want you to know that it is not something that, oh, okay, so what, big deal. No, it is a big deal. And it will require active participation of the parent, active intervention of the parent, without which it will not yield the results that you want. Yeah. So basically, what is autism? Autism is a complex neurodevelopmental condition in which actually the world over likes to call it a complex neurodevelopmental disorder. I have an allergy to that word, disorder, or disability. Because when, if you look at a computer also, and it says cookies are disabled or something is disabled and the button is gray, no matter what you do, unless you enable it, the word disable in itself has such a power, a negative charge. So when you say the child has a disability, it simply takes away every hope from you that something will improve. Because a disability means the opposite of ability, a lack of ability. Yeah? Why you can call it as a challenge, this is personally my view entirely. As a mother, you can call me I'm biased. Okay, maybe, I don't know. But it's better to be biased towards the positive rather than to be biased towards the negative. What say? Huh? Like somebody asked me once, Rajni, overconfidence is more damaging or underconfidence? And I understood the reason why they say so, because I'm so against the word disability. And I said, overconfidence is better than underconfidence, because with underconfidence, you have hung your boots, the game is over. There's nothing you can do. It's finished. But with overconfidence, while you might make some mistakes, you will come to a state of realization. You will tone it down a bit, but still you will land up achieving something if you have high introspective abilities. Yeah? So on that note, what is autism? It's a complex neurodevelopmental challenge which the child faces because the child is processing information in a way not the same as the way of other people. Yes, typically neurodevelopmentally developing child, a typical child, a regular child, so to say, will look at 20 different places, things, will observe this, will observe that, their focus is sharp. Their incidental learning, which means their learning ability from the environment, is high. How are our children different? At the core, fundamental, the incidental learning of a kid on the autism spectrum is lesser than that of another kid who's not on the spectrum. Now, the degree of severity of the condition depends upon how less it is. Yeah? Which further goes to say that if L1 we denote to learning on your own, and if L2 is pushing the learning to the child through innovative techniques, and together L1 plus L2 creates complete learning, then our children have a fair chance of being successful. Why? If L1 is less, it is never zero. It cannot be. It is always there, but it is lesser than other children. But if L1 is less, if we can push L2, which means if incidental learning is less and we push the acquired learning, we can still get the same results. For example, 5 L1 and 5 L2 will make it 10 of complete learning, right? Which means 5 skills the child learns on his own and 5 skills the child acquires from you, where you consciously teach. Okay, beta, you sit like this, you stand like this, you don't say this, you say this. So much of teaching learning, yeah? And the total score becomes 10. Now imagine a child whose incidental learning is further less, which means severe, yeah, in common parlance and common language. Then if the L1 is 3, can you not achieve a 10? Can you not achieve a 10? You still can. You have to jack up the L2 from 5 right up to 7, which means there's additional effort. But having said this, when you put in the additional effort, you get a kid who can cope up with life and with people. Now the big question is, how do I figure out what is to be taught? Now for that, our channel, different programs, we do Instagram and YouTube Live every Tuesday, 7 to 7:30 p.m. We do Autism Masterclass every Friday, 7 to 9:30 p.m. The links are given in the description box. In a nutshell, a child with autism whose parent is well aware of the condition is much safer and in safer hands, because the child will be groomed accordingly and taught accordingly, fully knowing that children on the spectrum can learn. And a child whose parents are just seeking outside validation and support and running pillar to post, chances of success of that kid will be less, because the majority of the time the child is with the parent and the parent has to put in the effort to teach. Now, what are the areas that show the child has autism? Number 1, there is no eye contact or less eye contact, and there is no joint attention, which means you call the kid, he's looking somewhere, he's not looking at you. You talk to the kid is not ready to give you eye contact. Number 2, the child plays atypically with toys. So you give toys, they will not do any role play, any this, that, yahan se gaya, wahan se, the vehicle went from here and then this happened. Why? There is no mental image formation. Why? When they have seen the videos, they are lost in their own world. Incidental learning is not there, which is there in a neurotypical who was watching the show and it was getting imprinted here. So when he's with the car, he's becoming that Batman, he's doing all the talking. So the base of the crux is their lack of incidental learning. Now my child will not have that, so my kid with autism, anybody, will start lining up the toys atypically. Similarly, they start stimming or they start, doing idiosyncratic behaviors. Why? They don't know how to play meaningfully. So a regular kid, for that matter, will take a ball, toss it to the wall and catch it back or with another bat and create a game. Our child will do this. And we say, what's wrong with it? Because he doesn't know that he can take a ball, toss it to the wall, catch it, again toss it, catch it and create a game out of it. The other kid is also stimming, when he's doing the ball and catching it, but that's okay. That is socially appropriate. According to our society norms, this kid doing it, not appropriate. So we draw a very strong line. These are autistic and these are normal. That's how we say regular. The only difference is your child has a lack of incidental learning, which is the root cause of all evil. Speech doesn't come up the same way as it comes up for regular children. Language doesn't happen the way it happens for regular children. They can't learn concepts on their own, and we don't know they're not able to learn concepts on their own, which results in the fact that there is a lag. When the lag continues over a period of time, we have a kid who's sent out of school, who doesn't know how to behave well, who's not social enough to mix around with children, and who does not have the language backing him. And eventually, academics take a beating and we have a life destroyed. But it need not necessarily be so. So as I said, what is autism? Number one, lack of eye contact, lack of joint attention. Number two, speech is a problem. Speech, articulation, language is an issue. Number three, they don't socialize with children. Number four, they play atypically with toys. Number five, they play atypically with their own fingers, like this or something which we know as stimming. Yeah. So they're not able to focus on what the teacher is saying and create a mental picture, and so academics becomes a problem. So all of these challenges put together create the word called autism. Plus, they're lost in their own sweet world, which is the direct derivative of having incidental learning, which is less. Because there's no curiosity, there's nothing, no need to find out what's here and what's there. And so they're kind of in their own shell or in their own world. Autism is absolutely workable. It is doable. There are thousands of examples of people with autism who've been fairly successful in life, including my own son. And please continue watching and look at other videos where I've spoken about how to do this. May each kid win.